give you some time to start programming this thing. If you have questions, I'm here to do it. I can show you some programs, whatever you want, but I want to see these things working before you go out of here today. Okay?
Okay, right now we're trying to program our RC cars with this programming device on our computer. It's called the Basic Stamp Kit, to try to make it move around. The project of it is to go all the way to the end of the hallway out here, turn around and come back, just with programming, not with touching it or anything.
This is the inside of my controller, and each one of these buttons, this one controls it going backwards, that's forward, then left and right. What I have to do is connect each one of these wires, one back, one forward, the ground, then right and left. And what we were doing is we were taking this and figuring out which one it is, because this is soldered because you've got the ground here. The power is actually only going through on this side. And you can tell that when you touch through these, and then it'll change, the resistance will change when I do that. And this is what he drew. The ground will connect it and keep me from blowing a fuse, is what its sole job is, and each one of these other wires will control which one. And eventually, when I get it all soldered together, I'll be able to put it in the computer and control it via the basic stamp.
So the frequency for the remote controller works for about 20 feet, and inside a room there's 3 or 4 people working at any time on their car. So like, the guy right next to me has the same frequency as I do. So when he sends a command to my car, I don't know if it's my commands working or his commands working. And so you're like, yes, it works. Oh, his works for mine, but not his. So it's kind of challenging, a little bit frustrating. So you really have to get yourself in like a corner and like work on it for an hour or so with nobody else around.
Trying to figure out how to set up the basic stamp language, how to get it to wait for a little bit, and then I got to get the timing down for how to turn it, and then I might do some sensors to prevent it from crashing, maybe a motion sensor if it can see something from so far away to like turn back, but we'll see how that goes.
The hardest part is that we had to solder these wires inside of the controller so that we can hook it up to the programming. And the hardest part is just figuring out where they go and like telling the computer like where to take them and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Basically wanted to go like high or low to give electricity to the wires for the controller. So you have to do the ground and whatever, like which way you want to go, front, back, left, or right. So a lot of times you got to engage multiple ones at a time to make a turn. So that's like the real challenging part, is working with the delay between the controller and the car and actually getting it to turn like without crashing into something or turn itself over. Yeah. My delay is about half a second, which is really noticeable. So I have to plan ahead for that. I don't know how that's going to work out with my coding yet, but we'll see.
Does everyone have different delays? Or?
I think it's just the delay with my car itself. There's delays on some other ones, like my right tire is really delayed, and my left one's pretty much unnoticeable.
I think it'll help a little bit with understanding about basic programming and coding, and it helps with circuits a lot. You know, like what needs to go where and how it needs to go, how it needs to fit to where it works together. So I think it's just like a good introduction to everything that's going to come up in the future.
The program itself, what we have to do is we have to take the satellite and we have to be able to program it and tell it what to do. Because we're not going to be up there in space with the remote control telling it go left, go right. And these programs, you just can't get them offline or something. You have to be able to write your own in order to get anywhere. So this will expose us on how to connect it to where it will reach the antenna, how to be able to maneuver something, and it gives us a little fun project that we can do to practice that.